the pleasure of serving as the captain in the 2015 SEA Games. Some people who are still there from that squad, of course, Marcus.
Picked up there. Nizar goes back row to our
second ball, but since Sauro didn't position, Mark was an optimal
efforts from the Philippines. Back row mula kay Rivan off the hands. Mar libero. Tied at 16. Dumidikit na ang Indonesia.
Just too much power in the part of Rivan and speed in his attack. Kalingking unable to handle that.
Last minute coaching si Coach Jesse dito kay Ave Josh Retamar, who just served. They go to an open hit on the side of Indonesia, and Indonesia draws first blood.
Yes, strong power hit from number 3, showing that they're a perennial title contender in the SEA Games. They were gonna give Philippines a good show.
Definitely being both undefeated in their bracket still. It's going to be interesting as Philippines gets their first Indonesia. This was because you were in different groups.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of serving as the captain in the 2015 SEA Games. Some people who are still there from that squad, of course, Marcus Pet. We had Thailand in our bracket. We were able to beat Malaysia. We put up a close fight against Myanmar, but it's compared that 2015 from this time. All of the opponents we had in our bracket are not in the bracket of Philippines right now. So
Ardian serves, going for that jump serve straight to the net. Free point for the serving. Picked up there. Nizar goes back row to Ardian.
Just admirable power being shown by Ardian early on.
Serving for Indonesia. Now, an interesting note as well, one member of Team Indonesia is actually celebrating their birthday today, as we saw that Raka Abhinaya, their second libero. So it's going to be interesting if that will be the lucky charm for Indonesia. But so far, Philippines looking forward to a hot start here as they have 2 points.
Break that kind of height.
Ricky Marcos in full extension in that last shot as Rivan goes cross court and finds the corner there.
Gotta admire this
for Indonesia. Jump serve straight to Espejo. They go up to Bagunas with a swipe off the block.
Intelligent.
Condition.
Yeah, it's very noticeable, the improvement in Brian Bagunas, because here in the Philippines, he was up against players na he can go above in terms of his reach, in terms of his attack, but definitely not the same case when during his stint in Japan, where he will be up against a lot of tall players, especially in the opposite position where most teams field their tallest and strongest player.
Who just scored his first point here in this match. But Bagunas gives a freebie to Indonesia. The squad, who's also 20 years old, serves. They go up to Mark on the other side. Nizar choosing Ardian. Ardian under that ball. And the Philippines doing a dance-off with each other. So there's a lot of camaraderie also in the SEA Games as Rivan shows no mercy on a down-the-line kill. Yuda, who's their middle blocker, quite silent in their match against Vietnam, their first game, but right now starting to make his presence felt on the other side. One of our youngest, or if not the youngest player on court, served. Ardian going cross-court, overcooked too wide.
For Indonesia to convert.
And speaking of blocking, it's this young lad who also contributed a lot of block points there in their previous matches as Marcos sets up Espejo, and Espejo converts that.
Marcus Espejo unfaced by 2 tall blockers by Indonesia, but it all started with a good serve coming from Retamar, again catching Indonesia off system.
On your screens, the 1-2 punch of Team Pilipinas, Bagunas and Espejo. Back row hit for Rivan works.
Rivan too high with his attack. Fortunate enough to go through the block of Saura.
So far, Team Philippines still catch up. The captain serving. Picked up there. Quick coming from Saura in the middle. On the other side, Ardian going down the line.
What a remarkable set by Nizar. Fast play coming from zone 1.
Let's look at that again.
And Ardian just choosing the space between Espejo and...
Slicing through it. Serve again from Nizar. Sharp straight to Kalingking. They go up. Back set to Espejo. That's a point for Team Philippines.
I know it's very much frustrating for the blockers of the other team.
There's just a lot of very high volleyball IQ when you say the name Mark Espejo. As Tamar sets up Bagunas. It's that combination from the UAAP. Bagunas again. But Bagunas denied there on that last play. Indonesia trailing behind by 3 points. See that again. Tamar sets up Bagunas going for the cross-court, denied by Randu of Indonesia.
To go for an angle shot, and the blockers of Indonesia all over that ball.
Sharp serve there coming from Ardian. They go to Bagunas. Cross-court finding the line for Brian Bagunas.
And that NU guarding him in the down-the-line attack.
Francis Saura now. Picked up there by Indonesia. Nizar goes back, sets. And Rivan gets it through the block.
So what a matchup. Rivan versus Bagunas. This is shaping up.
Well, Rivan has been the name of the household for Indonesia. As Indonesia continues to serve with Randu. Retamar goes back row to Espejo off the block.
And that signature back row pipe coming from Mark Espejo.
You know, that's a sentence that I only dream to say. Retamar to Espejo. Diba? Goes to Espejo. Never would you imagine, but it's only the Philippines that can bring these gallant nights of volleyball together as Indonesia tries to catch up here. They're behind by 3 points after that hit from Donny Haryono. Let's look at that again.
What a set by Nizar. Or rather, Donny with just one block.
Rivan's
first part of this set. And now, Philippines just maintaining their lead in the transition.
However, a freebie is given back to
Zone 1, he was successful in going for Zone 5 with his power serves.
Haryono now on the serve. Off the hands of Kalingking.
That's a good target, actually. Going for the seam between Kalingking and John Vic.
Very sharp angles here coming from Team Indonesia. Haryono continues to serve for Indonesia. Picked up by Kalingking. Retamar goes up to a quick. Malabunga a bit too wide.
But Malabunga overcooks that one.
Picked up there by Kalingking. They go up. What a hit there coming from Brian Bagunas from the back row.
Relying heavily on their pins. Haven't heard much from their middles right now. As we can see, a check ball with the Atan.
Even though the wings are carrying their load, Indonesia is just behind by 1. Serve coming from Indonesia, picked up by Espejo. They go up to Brian Bagunas back row. Picked up there by Indonesia. Back row, Rivan. Hahabulin, habol. Free ball, great efforts from the Philippines. Back row, mula kay Rivan off the hands. Mar Libero. Tied at 16. Dumidikit na ang Indonesia.
Just too much power in the part of Rivan and speed in his attack. Kalingking unable to handle that.
Rivan is Indonesia's prolific scorer. It's no surprise. Tied at 16. Serve now. Coming from Yuda. That is out.
Good judgment in the part. Or 4 points. Philippines need to load up on their services again. Get Indonesia out of system.
Amar is now on the service line, which was the moment when they were able to do that, but Indonesia just prevents that. Picked up there by Espejo. Kalingking trying to help with that, but on the other side, Guzman denied by the block.
Good target in the part of Indonesia. Going for the seam between Kalingking and Espejo to put them out of the equation in the attack. leaving the blockers having an easier time to scout who would be the one set by Retamar, and it was John Vic at that time.
Now it's change of favors for Indonesia and the Philippines. Indonesia now ahead by 2 points. First time na Esquinita as Indonesia serves. Out of system play there. Freebie. Nizar goes back set to Rivan on the other side. Retamar chooses De Guzman. Under that.
Before it crossed his right shoulder.
Not in the optimal angle to hit that.
That's why it sailed wide.
As Espejo gets a point off the block. Some muscle here. Trying to add more power to his hits. But too strong on that last serve.
Nursing a shoulder injury, and he was really advised to build up some muscle, especially in his shoulders, to be able to alleviate that pain.
How many days they've been preparing as they serve. Nizar goes to the open side. Habulen inangat. They go to Bagunas. Cross court picked up there by Bastien. On the other side, Haryono. Cross court. But answering back is the Philippines to the celebration of the bench.
Mark Espejo showing why he's the phenom, going for a 1-2 play off that dig by Retamar.
Never doubt the phenom.
Usually what would happen if the setter gets it is that the middle or the libero would go for that second ball, but since Sauro didn't position, Mark was an optimal position to go for a pipe.
That's the volleyball IQ.
At this point, Coach Dante should be considering fortifying the defense in the pins.
But so far, Brian Bagunas says there's no problem.
Who's been handling the kid.
He's been the mentor of Joshua Retamar in NU. Hit there, coming from Rivan. Hindi na nahabol ng Pilipinas. Back to a 2-point lead for Indonesia. And parang medyo tinago itong singanan, no, in the past 2 games. As Jesse Lopez goes up to Ranran and point converts for the
full front line for Team Philippines in Espejo, Abdilla, and Malabunga.
Great block there from Espejo. Nizar goes back row to Rivan. Nizar goes up to Haryono, and Haryono finds the spot.
Just too fast in the distribution of Nizar. Well, at that sequence, there's no way he's going to be able to set up the quick.
It's set point. The young Donny Haryono serves now for Indonesia. Picked up there. Jesse Lopez. Up back row. What a hit from serve now coming from Malabunga. They go up to the opposite side. Rivan off the block and unstoppable. Finishing set number 1 for Team Indonesia. And it seems like, Doc, we're up for a really heated match between the Philippines and Indonesia.
Rivan, 24 years old, proving to be the headache right now.